You think you know me.
Hey, nothing you can say, nothing's gonna change today. Nothing's on the chart. I'm gonna take what's mine, yeah, and burn it like my way. It's real to me. Okay, alright, I'm done. That's my first time hearing the Rated RKO theme song in, Jesus, a decade? Probably since they were a team like 10, 12 years ago. I must say, man, I miss this. 2008 was such a great year for professional wrestling. But wacky intro aside, hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Chill Pill Podcast. It is episode 7 of the Chill Pill Podcast. It is I believe the second one we've done this month, which is probably the most I've done consistently since we actually started this thing up. Now, mind you guys, Chill Pill Podcast is like normally a 45-minute to an hour long type of episode I do, where I cover a lot of things I rather cover in one take than in multiple takes. Whether that be NXT, AEW, New Japan, Stardom, sometimes main roster WWE, sometimes other promotions, wrestling news, all that good stuff. I cover it here. I wouldn't call it a weekly podcast because I'm not consistent enough to call it a weekly podcast. But whenever I get the chance or whenever I see the opportunity to, I definitely try to pump these out to you guys. And this was the perfect opportunity. See? Ultimate opportunities here. Alright, now. Been like 4 days and I'm still riding a high from Edge returning, guys. So please forgive me. But we have a lot to talk about. So first things first, WWE Worlds Collide happened on Saturday. I actually just finished watching that show today. I just got on to finish watching that show. Like, I've just been so busy that I didn't get a chance to even touch it until like a few days after the fact. Like, by this time I knew the results of the show. Like, I know who won the match. It was just a matter of, okay, let's see how the matches went. What were the highlights? We're going to be covering that. The Royal Rumble 2020, I did my live reacts for that. It was one of the best live stream turnouts we had in a long time. I'm going to be covering that. WrestleMania 36, their match card is starting to shape up now, and it's starting to look like a really good WrestleMania. There's some questionable matches I'm seeing as far as rumors goes that I'll be addressing. Stardom's the Major Way to League, or the Way to Major League, however it's called. And then, of course, New Japan Pro Wrestling's having their big tour, the New Beginning tour. It's the way they start off their new year, coming straight off of Wrestle Kingdom. It's very important as we have a lot of big matches going into that show. I'll be covering all 3 of the major shows happening. New Beginning at Sapporo Night 1 and 2, which is happening this Saturday and Sunday, and then New Beginning in Osaka happening next Sunday. So we're going to be covering all that in just a moment. Worlds Collide was a good show. I don't think it was really anything you need to drop everything you need to do and go watch it, but it was definitely a good show. One of the main matches I was tuned in and wired into was Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. Now, I'm a big Ilya Dragunov fan. I've been a big fan of his since his match with Pete Dunne at Progress Hello Wembley, which happened in 2018. Yeah, 2018. So I've known of Ilya for the last 2 years. And him signing with NXT UK, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed when I knew he signed to NXT UK. Not because, like, oh, it's NXT and I can't believe he signed with them. Oh, gross. Like, some people get, like, so disgusted when wrestlers sign with NXT. Or any company. It's just like, guys, really? Like, they're trying to make a living now. I was just upset because it's like, I don't watch NXT UK. And my thing is, if I don't watch a wrestling promotion, it's going to take a lot from me to watch a wrestling promotion. Like, I need to be invested in majority of the promotions, wrestlers. I need to think the wrestling is great. The wrestling has to be at least good, but great would be preferable. The storylines have to, ring true to me and be consistent, or something that has my focus. And when I feel like I've got too much wrestling going on, then there's this wrestling I'm not going to see. And, I watch 4 promotions right now. And some of you watch like 6, 7, or 8, which is crazy. I don't know how you guys have jobs. But I can only watch with so much wrestling. So NXT UK is one of those promotions where it's like, okay, that's off to the side. I'm watching NXT. NXT UK wrestlers come over to NXT more often than not, so I have no reason to watch it. So I knew when Ilya is going to NXT UK, I'm like, I'm not going to see this guy as much. That really makes me sad. But he was on this show, so I was pretty happy about that, against Finn Balor. On the last time I saw him was at NXT TakeOver last year. I believe it was for their Cardiff show when he faced Cesaro in that really good match. This was also a good match between him and Finn Balor. I was very disappointed. When Ilya came out, crowd did not react to this man at all. It wasn't even like boos. It wasn't even cheers. They were indifferent. They were silent. And now I could kind of understand. They were live from Houston, Texas. The dumb Texans, they didn't know who Ilya was. That's not a knock on all Texans. But the dumb Texans in that crowd didn't know who Ilya was. So uncultured this crowd was. And then, when he got offense in, they started booing him. I'm like, do these guys not know talent when they see it? Obviously not. Need to be educated. Need to watch the Tyler-kun Williams channel more often. Anyway, I'm not getting into the deep spots that happened in this match. I'm just going to say it was good and leave it at that. Finn Balor ended up finishing off Ilya with a coup de grace, a very vicious one too. Like, when he came off the rope for the coup de grace, like, you know, sometimes when he gets the coup de grace, like, his feet hit the ribs or his like opponent's arms, because they're usually covering their stomachs, and he kind of falls back. This time, it looked like this dude leaped in the air, like, almost kind of, like, jumped on him and fell forward. Like, he got all the impact on Ilya. Like, this coup de grace looked more vicious than any other coup de grace I've seen in a while. So that one, I was like, oof. I'm glad he got his arms up, because if he didn't, he would have broke something, I'm sure. But he pinned Ilya after the match. He pinned Ilya in the end to win the match, which I probably should have expected. I don't know why I was betting on Ilya to win this match. But after that, we got some exchanges from the Broserweights. Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, they were in the crowd, as well as GYVs, Zach Gibson, and James Drake. They exchanged some words. Nothing really noteworthy, though. Then we got to the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, the new NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Angel Garza was giving a new title design by Papa H. It's now a black belt title with the purple kind of like highlights going into the chrome-like texture of the title. I don't know if I want to say it looks cooler, because the purple straps make the title look very distinct. Like, when you think of the purple straps, you think of the Cruiserweight Championship. When I think of purple in WWE, I think of the Cruiserweight Championship. This title is more so predominantly black now. So it's kind of like, it looks like it could be any other title on the roster. So I'm not going to lie. I think if he would have stayed with the original title design, I would have been upset. I would not have been upset if they would have just kept the title design as is. But anyway, Fatal 4-Way match. Angel Garza defended against Travis Banks, Isaiah Scott, and Jordan Devlin. I thought this was another good match. Jordan Devlin ended up stealing the pin from Garza. After Garza hit a wing clipper onto Isaiah Scott, he broke up the pin, headbutted Angel Garza, then hit Isaiah Scott with a twisting Saito suplex, and got the pin. So Jordan Devlin is now your new NXT Cruiserweight Championship. He's the championship. No, he's the Cruiserweight Champion. Jesus. I mean, it was a good match. I like Jordan Devlin. I don't have anything against him, man. I think he's immensely talented. All of his matches with David Starr are always really good. He has some really good matches in there with Walter. Jordan Devlin is one of the most talented guys in NXT UK. I don't necessarily think he needed to win this match, though. Like, going into this match, I was expecting either Angel Garza to retain or Isaiah Scott to win. Honestly, I was betting on Angel Garza to retain because it's like the dude just won the title. There's no reason for him to lose right away. And I didn't get the set. Well, here's the thing. I don't watch NXT UK. So maybe they were building up to this and I just, I wasn't watching, so I didn't know. But I didn't get the sense that there was a major emphasis on Jordan Devlin in NXT UK for him to win the championship tonight. So it just seemed kind of weird how that went. But he's the new Cruiserweight Champion. Now the question is he going to be defending that title more in NXT UK to kind of get that title over in the UK? or is he going to be wrestling on NXT television more often? Now, I would like to believe, because NXT is the main baby, you know, there's NXT and NXT UK, but NXT is the main deal. North America is where it's at. That he would be defending it and more so in NXT. But I saw a post-match promo from him, and he said he's taking it back to Ireland to defend against some of the best wrestlers in the world, which is now leading me to believe that he's going to defend it in NXT UK. So, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I guess we don't really need the championship right now, considering that NXT has the North American, the NXT Championship, and the other NXT Championship, as now we can't call it the Women's Championship. Whatever bullshit that's supposed to be. So, I guess technically we don't need the championship at the moment. We could let NXT UK play with it for a little bit, but we're going to get it back soon. And I would like to think that Isaiah Scott will be the man to take it from Jordan Devlin, but we'll see in due time. We then also got hashtag DIY One Night Only Reunion versus Mustache Mountains, Tyler Bates, and Trent Seven. Started off really fun and had some cool interactions here with Tyler Bate and Johnny Gargano, who I really want to see go at it because they're just so great. Tommaso Ciampa and Trent Seven went at it. Also, as we get a lot of comedy from Trent Seven, he's just so fucking funny. And it really just built from there, and it was kind of a slow build, and not slow, like not New Japan slow build, but like, you know, gradually starting to get more serious, that kind of slow build. And then once you got to that last 10 minutes, oh my god, it's some of the best tag sequences, tag moves, near fall spots that just reminded me how much I miss and love DIY. How much I love Mustache Mountain. How much I miss NXT from its golden years of 2014 to 2016. And the NXT tag division. This match was basically what the NXT tag division used to be. And I don't want to say used to be, but I kind of have to. I don't speak for everyone, of course. But there's just something about the NXT tag division now that doesn't really scream to me the way that it used to back in the day. Like in 2016, when we had DIY, The Revival, and AOP tearing it up like every single takeover, NXT was at its peak. WWE was at its peak in tag division, in tag team wrestling, because of NXT. Those three teams were like the bread and butter. They paved the way for the tag teams of today, boy. And now I feel like, yeah, the tag team matches are good. We got some really good tag teams in NXT right now. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a single one, and that's kind of depressing. But we got the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic going on right now. The Broserweights, I would like to believe, are going to win the tag titles at some point to refresh the division. But, you know, Undisputed Era, they're a good tag team, but no. It's like they've been I feel like they've been tag team champions for the last 3 years, you know what I mean? Like they haven't been tag team champions the whole 3 years, but if they weren't the champions, they were chasing the titles. NXT's been built around Undisputed Era for the last, like, pretty much 2 years, I would say. And when it's built around them, as is, you know, that tag division, it just feels kind of light right now. And I feel like this Dusty Rhodes tag tournament, and if they could really start to introduce some new teams into the tag league, we could really get some better and great matches like the one we just saw here. Like, I really want to see Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven in that tag team division again. We did have them as tag team champions once upon a time in 2018, but that was 2 years ago. So hopefully they can come back to NXT now they're on TV and it matters most, and we could get them in some really good matches with other teams on the show. Nonetheless, it was a great match, great effort from Mustache Mountain, but wasn't enough. DIY ended up hitting a super kick, running knee combo into Short 7 for the pin to win the match. Man, I really, really want to see DIY reunite again, but for storyline purposes, they probably shouldn't. Technically, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano should still not like each other. But, you know, things happen. And they're best friends at the end of the day, so what are you going to do? Maybe give it a little bit more time before we get back into a DIY reunion. They said one night only. I don't believe that. I believe we're gonna get some tag team matches somewhere down the line, but I'll give it a break for now. Give it a few months. I think we should revisit this probably in summertime. Dakota Kai was in a crowd. She was attacked by Tegan Nox, led to a nice brawl between the two. They're getting a match this week on NXT, and by this week I mean today as I'm recording this. It is January 29th, before the show. I'm really looking forward to it. As you guys know, Dakota Kai has really been one of my favorite parts of NXT since really it's gone to television. And this feud's been building up for such a long time, and I've been waiting for the culmination of this feud. I wanted it to happen at TakeOver, but I guess they're blowing it off on TV because they need the ratings. So we're getting at this tonight, and I can't wait. We also have Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm for the NXT Championship. Nope, don't get it confused. Not the men's championship, but the word women has now been taken out of the NXT Women's Championship. So you are not allowed to call it the Women's Championship because gender affiliation does not exist here in WWE NXT. Dumbest shit I ever heard. But whatever. We'll get into that a little bit later on. I thought this was a good match. Nothing really memorable or special happened in it. Like, Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm, they're great talent, but like when they get in the ring with each other, the matches are good, but none of them are really ever that like great or special. This was another one of them. Rhea Ripley won the match with her pump handle suplex and got the pin. Nothing else to say about the match itself, but I got a lot to say about this elimination of the word women from the championship. And I might have to kind of choose my words wisely so I don't sound like I'm sexist, because I'm not. I review Stardom, for Christ's sake. I do like women, and I do like women's wrestling. But the term women's wrestling is a differentiation of what we're seeing on TV. When you see Gianni Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, you know you're seeing a wrestling match featuring men. It's a men's wrestling match. And of course, no one says men's wrestling match because, I mean, let's be honest here. It's a male-dominated sport. In whatever sport is the dominant gender, the gender isn't referenced. You don't hear people say, oh, men's football, men's baseball, men's basketball. Like, they don't say that because it's a male-dominated sport. It's the WNBA. It's what's it called? Softball or the WLMLB or whatever it's called. It's stuff like that. It has the word women on it. You know, we're getting into a period of time where women are more accepted in competing in men's sport, and that's great. I don't mind seeing women play with the men. I don't mind seeing intergender matches here and there, as long as it's not like, you know, a teacup female in the ring with like a big beefy male that doesn't make any damn sense. I don't mind seeing intergender wrestling. Eliminating the term women just seems so unnecessary to me. Women's wrestling is basically all but seen on the same level as the men here in the US. You see a lot of this in the media, in the mainstream wrestling scene. Women just main evented WrestleMania last year. That's huge. That's humongous. And now we're getting this situation where we're not going to call them women anymore. Yes, I understand. Equality for all. Everybody is on the same level. But that doesn't mean you have to go away with the words. I think eliminating it because you see it as a... Because let's be honest. The people who believe that this is a great thing probably see the word women as a label. Women is not a label. Like, I don't see the term women as a label. I see it as, okay, we're differentiating, not separating, not segregating. Like, I don't associate the term women's championship with some negative connotation or lesser than. And I don't think a lot of you do either. I mean, some of you, I'm sure some of you do. I'm sure some of you hear the term women's wrestling and you're like, oh God, I don't want to see that. And you're more than entitled to think that. There's nothing wrong with you for not liking women's wrestling as long as you're not being an asshole about it. But I think this is just unnecessary. And it's going to cause confusion down the line when you say the NXT Championship match and you're referring to Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. You're just going to confuse people at the end of the day. So I'm not going to get too political or deep into it because I'm not one for digging into politics. But I just want to put out there, I think eliminating the term woman is completely unnecessary. I think in due time they'll come to their senses and they'll start calling the women's championship again. Because after all, the word women is actually on the championship. We're going to get into the main event of the evening. Imperium versus Undisputed Era in a 4-on-4 match. I thought this was another really good match. That spot early in the match when Bobby Fish and Alexander Wolf got into each other. Bobby Fish straight up kicked Alexander Wolf square in the face and knocked him out was grody. Like, that was rough to watch. And then him going to pin Alexander. Now, you could tell as soon as the kick happened, I'm like, holy shit, that legitimately, like, connected with his forehead. Like, if he is still, like, actually awake, I'd be surprised. But when his body went stiff, I'm like, yeah, he's gone. He went to go pin him, and then 1, 2, and you could see his hand try to kick out, but his body just was not working, and the referee stopped the pinfall to check on Alexander Wolf, and for like a good minute, they were not panning to him. It was a really, really sad, really awkward. I'm not gonna sit here and rag on Bobby Fish and call him an untalented or a reckless worker, because who the fuck am I to say that shit? But you know, mistakes happen, I guess. You just gotta be more careful about that kind of stuff, because you know that hurt the match. Let me not say it hurt the match. It affected the match in the sense that it became a 3-on-4 at that point. Now it's an unfair advantage that UE has against Imperium, and I believe that probably was not the story they wanted to tell. Now, even though we did get a nice dynamic and story of UE kind of picking apart Imperium one by one, you know, going after Eichner, then going after Barthel or Marthel, or I think it's Barthel, then going after Walter, then singling it down to Eichner and targeting him, and then when someone got back in the ring, targeting them and just separating them and just trying to get all of them down in one corner so that way they can like hound them and be like, this is why UE is so great at what they do. They understand the dynamic of a faction and how it's supposed to work. And even though I said earlier that the tag division with UE, and I'm not saying it's because of UE, but with UE carrying the tag titles feels stale at times, they get tag team wrestling. The hot tag spot with Roderick Strong was probably one of the best spots in the entire match, when Roderick Strong got in the ring with Walter and he's just running wild and Walter like shuts him down with one chop, but then he still manages to come back and Eichner gets in the ring and Roderick Strong is still charging at him, hitting all these moves and locks in a stronghold. Like, that spot right there makes me want to see a Walter versus Roderick Strong match. And part of me feels like that match might have happened in the Indies somewhere, but I want to see this in NXT. Give me Roderick Strong versus Walter. Like, when Roderick Strong was delivering chops to Walter, I honestly and truly almost forgot just how fucking, like, brutal Roderick Strong's knife-edge chop. The people talk about how loud and how gunshot loud Walter's chops are. But Roderick Strong delivers some pretty stiff knife-edge chops. I still recall the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018 when Roderick Strong was in the ring with Daniel Bryan and he was chopping him. And I remember Daniel Bryan's chest looking like fucking hamburger meat because he was chopping the fuck out of him so badly. Like, Roderick Strong is vicious in that ring, man. He's going to be an NXT champion one day. Just wait. Walter got driven through the table by Roderick Strong, funny enough. That took him out for a little bit. But when he got back into the fold of things really did picked up from there. In the end, though, Walter ended up hitting a powerbomb on the Bobby Fish for the pin to win for Imperium. And that was Worlds Collide. Thought it was a good show. I wouldn't say it was really anything you need to drop all your things to go watch except for the DIY match, which I would even say drop all your things to go watch that. Really watch if you have free time. But in the end, good show. Good stuff. But then we get into the Royal Rumble. I'm going to skip the pre-show matches. Sheamus beat Chad Gable. Andrade beat Humberto. That's really all you need to know. I thought the Sheamus and Chad Gable match was good. I will say that. The Andrade and Humberto Carrillo match was like, I guess this is good for me. Roster standards, you know. We're going to hop into the main card. First match we had we start off with Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. Oh, my bad. King Corbin. It was okay. I'm sure somebody out there thought it was a really great match because they battled it into the crowd and they went all in and out throughout the arena. I mean, they really spent, I would say, 90% of this match in the crowd. Like, wrestling, or not even wrestling. They were punching each other and moving. You know what I mean. When wrestlers are trying to get from a certain area, so they're just punching each other. And one wrestler A punches wrestler B. Wrestler B flies 5 feet away from him. And he punches him again. And this time he flies 10 feet down the floor. And he punches him again. And that's really what this match was. They were doing it halfway across the arena. Then they got to the dugout. And Roman ended up hitting a spear. Oh, before that, there was a porta potty spot. To which Michael Cole called it a structure. Not a porta potty, but a structure. That's why I don't like WWE commentary now. Anyway. He put Baron Corbin, King Corbin, into a porta potty and tossed it over. And when he came out, he wasn't blue. Very upset about that. Must have been fake. Anyway, then they went to the dugout area. They went on top of a dugout. Might have been the away team dugout. I'm not too sure. Hit a spear. Roman did on the King Corbin. Got the pin. So I'm glad the feud's over, but yeah, that happened. Then we get into the Women's Royal Rumble match. So we'll go entry to entry. I'll tell you about the women and how they did, in my opinion, and so on and so forth. So first entries we have out here. Number 1 was Alexa Bliss. And number 2 was NXT's Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair did absolutely amazing in this match. She lasted 33 minutes. Longer than I think really anybody in this match lasted. She was in that ring at least until we got to the late 20s, possibly. But she was in there for a while. She was in there for a while. And she eliminated not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5, but 8 women from the match. And I'm counting. I was watching live. I was counting the eliminations she was doing. And each time I was getting more and more excited because I did not believe that when Bianca Belair went to the main roster that she would probably get as much of a chance or notoriety as she did in this match. This was eyebrow raising to me. This is great. If they were willing to give Bianca, in her first Rumble match, 8 eliminations, they see money in this woman. And as a black man, seeing another black woman be seen on such a high pedestal on her first match in, best believe I was ecstatic for this. I was ecstatic. And not even just because she's black. Bianca Belair is one of the best women in NXT or in WWE, period. She really is just that damn good. But also we have Mighty Molly. I should call her Molly Holly, that I won't stutter. Mighty Molly entered at number 3. She was in this match for a good bit. She got eliminated by Bianca Belair. I think she did better in her first Rumble match than she did in her second. Then it's neither here nor there. Nikki Cross got in here. Really didn't do much. Got eliminated by Bianca Belair. Lana came in. She did a whole entrance, a slow walk to the ring, had a microphone in her hand, talking to the crowd. She didn't even last that long in a match. She lasted all but 2 entries. Literally. Number 6, the person after her was Mercedes Martinez. Much to a big pop from the crowd. Very happy to see Mercedes Martinez after all these years wrestling on the independent scene. Now wrestling in front of 40,000 people. That was so awesome to see. She was eliminated by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville later in the match. Liv Morgan came out, and as soon as she got in the ring, she immediately eliminated Lana, furthering this feud. Not that I care, but of course somebody out there probably does. Mandy Rose came in number 8. She had one of the best spots in the match where she almost got eliminated, I want to say, by Bianca, but she got drop kick off the apron, and she's falling to the mat, and you can't see it until a second after they cut to it. But Mandy Rose falls on Otis Dojovic, who just so happened to catch her with his full body. And I'm just like, yes. Yeah. Yes. Otis Dojovic is husband material. If Mandy Rose does not marry Otis Dojovic, and I know the weddings are sappy and corny and whatnot, but if I don't get a wedding ceremony out of these two men, oh my god, Mandy Rose is a man, that'd be scary. If I don't get a wedding ceremony out of these two by the end, I'd be very disappointed. But anyway, she gets saved. She gets eliminated later on by Bianca, but that's besides the point. That was really good. That was a really cool spot. Candice LeRae gets in here at number 9. Didn't do much but get eliminated. Sonya Deville came in number 10. Got eliminated by Bianca Belair, who was thrown into Otis and Mandy, which pseudo eliminated Mandy Rose as well. Well, pseudo caused her to eliminate Mandy Rose. That makes sense. Kairi Sane came in number 11. Didn't really do much but get eliminated. Mia Yim came in number 12. Didn't do much to get eliminated. Dana Brooke, Tamina, they followed suit of the last two women I just said. Dakota Kai came in number 15. And I'm thinking, alright, we're going to get Dakota Kai in this match. Next is going to be Tegan Nox. So she's going to last a few minutes in here. Tegan Nox will come out. And she'll be the one to eliminate Dakota Kai. But no. Out next comes Chelsea Green. They must see something in Chelsea Green. They really have to. Because Chelsea Green, she got signed by NXT like last year. And it wasn't until like late 2019 that they actually started doing something with her. Like she wrestled Charlotte Flair on Raw. She wrestled Charlotte on Raw before she even wrestled on NXT television. How? I'm not saying she's bad, but I just want to know how that happened. Anyway. She wrestled her on Raw. Then she ended up in the Rumble match. So they expect a possible championship match for her in the future. The way they're pushing this woman right now. And they're not even pushing her. But just by the way she's positioned, you can see they're setting her up for the future. She's not a blonde either. So that's really surprising too. Got in the ring and basically immediately eliminated Dakota Kai. Which made her look like she had no business being in this match. And then afterwards, like right after she eliminated Dakota, she gets eliminated by Alexa Bliss. Chelsea Green, 12 seconds in this match. Literally, 2 spots back to back. Waste. No reason being in this match at either of those women. Charlotte Flair comes in number 17. Number 18 was Naomi. I was very happy to see her back. I don't know even when the last time I saw Naomi was. But she came out here, she had the fro going on, the crowd popped big for her, I popped big for her. She got in the ring, she was doing her thing of Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair and Naomi is a dream match. I want to see that match at WrestleMania, damn it. But WWE isn't ready for that discussion or that dream match. They're not ready for that conversation. But anyway, she did a Kofi spot in this match the way she did it last year, but this time it was stupid as hell. So Naomi, she gets clotheslined or punched off the rope, or not even off the rope. She's outside of the ring, like on the apron, punched in the face. This girl turns around, runs off the steps, and then leaps onto the barricade. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck did you just run down the steps for? Like, the way she got from point A to point B looked so goofy. I wanted to laugh so hard because it did not make any sense. But she leaped from point A to point B. She got on the barricade. I'm like, is someone going to yeet her off the barricade? Because that'd be funny, but also pretty maddening at the same time. She didn't. Fans have respect for her. She walked over to the announce table and she stood there. And I said, this is the smartest strategy I've seen anyone have in a Women's Rumble match ever. Stay there until number 30, and you might actually win. Of course, she doesn't, but we'll get into that later. Beth Phoenix comes in at number 19. I wasn't shocked, but I am shocked by just how much she looks just like she did like 10 years ago. Beth Phoenix looks like she has not aged a day. She looks the same body-wise. She looks the same in the face. Like, she looks like she got a whole run, and I wouldn't question her. And I don't think anyone else would question her either. She did her thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in this match, but at some point, she got busted open, back of her head. She was fine at one point. Next second I know, back of her head is bleeding. And I mean, like, at first it was like some red streaks in the hair, but then as it went on, I guess it was a gash. It must have been a gash in her head, because that thing was spreading. And by the end of the match, like, the whole back of her head was red and looked like it was wet, like she was still bleeding. It was kind of unnerving at some points to watch, but I'll give her flowers since no one else will. Beth Phoenix is a fucking trooper for staying in the ring as long as she did. Now, I'm almost certain she stayed in the ring as long as she did to get to the end, like, the end part of the match where the spot happened, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So, Toni Storm comes in number 20. She lasted in the ring much longer than I expected her to as well, but that's not a knock on her, I promise. Kelly came in at number 21. Didn't really do much to get eliminated. Same for Sarah Logan at number 22. Natalya came in at number 23. And, you know, Divas of Doom reunited once again. This time, Beth Phoenix did not eliminate Natalya, or the reverse, however the 2018 spot happened. Xia Li came in at number 24. I don't really know why she was in there. I love Xia Li, but it just seemed kind of weird. But, you know, love her to death. Zelina Vega came in number 25. 2019, she was dressed as Vega from Street Fighter. This year, it was Sindel from Mortal Kombat. I love every time she makes her entrance, because she always dresses like some cosplayer, like some video game character, and I love her for it. So I'm here for Zelina Vega, even if she does nothing but get eliminated in these matches. Shotzi Blackheart, number 26, was really amazing for me to know that just a month ago, I was in Philadelphia, not a month ago, 2 months ago, I was in Philadelphia for a GCW show, independent wrestling show. She was in the main event in a death match against Jimmy Lloyd. And she got sent off because she signed NXT at that point. But 2 months later, she is wrestling in front of 40,000 people in a Royal Rumble match. That hat, like, saying stuff like this makes you happy to be a wrestling fan, because you get to see people grow. Like, I was in that arena, that little venue that probably held no more than like 500 people. And she was in an arena almost 100 times that. That's ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. She got eliminated later on, but whatever. Number 27 was Carmella. Crazy to think how, like 2 or 3 years ago, Carmella was prominently featured as one of the faces of SmackDown, and now she's kind of just dwindling. Number 20 was Tegan Nox. I didn't understand why the hell they had her come in so damn late. Like, she should have came in and eliminated Dakota Kai, but whatever. Then, out came Santina Marella. Oh my god. Santina Marella. Yes, you heard that. Santino's twin sister, which is just Santino and drag, made her way down to the ring for the women's war. So let me get this straight. If it's going to be the NXT Championship, not the NXT Women's Championship, is this going to be technically the Royal Rumble match as well? Are we going to have 2 Royal Rumble matches? No differentiation, just 2 of them? Because if that's the case, then it's all game. I better see Jomo next year's match. I better see The Miz in next year's match. I better see Kofi in next year's match. I want to see Brock in next year's match. See how these women fare against them. Anyway, getting back to this point. I thought this was fucking hilarious. I know some of you guys had your panties in a bunch. And there was a lot of women who hated this spot too. But I thought it was funny. I put up a video about it that has like 7,000 views now. I did a test. I did a little test. So I posted the video. And the video is titled, what is the video titled? Santina Marella is a disgrace to women's wrestling. And I wanted to see just how many people will click on the video and immediately dislike it without even watching the context of the video. And 70 people disliked the video. If you watch the reaction video, I was genuinely shocked and excited to see Santina Marella in the match. But apparently a lot of people did. 51 people liked it. So some people actually watched the video, but she got in the ring, like I said, I believe Beth Phoenix is only this long in the match to have the spot with Santina. Cause that's the feud. That's the 2000s babies kind of like moment there. You guys remember Glamorella? Beth Phoenix and Santino Marella, they were boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever that was supposed to be at the time. Santino, the IC champion, Beth Phoenix, women's champion. They were so great together. I miss that. I miss 2008. It was such a great year. Santina got in the ring. Beth Phoenix and Natalya cornered her. Can I really say her? Cornered her. She pulled out the Cobra. The Cobra hit her, and she eliminated herself. Was it a useless spot? Yes. But arguably, you could say that so was Dakota Kai, Chelsea Green, and Lana. Or Liv Morgan. So, yeah. Let's not get too carried away saying, that could have been reserved for Rhea Ripley, or that could have been reserved for this woman. How dare they put this person like, guys, come on, chill out. Chill out. The winner was still the same. If Rhea Ripley came out number 29, she was not going to win. Anyway, last entry was Shayna Baszler, who came in at number 30. 4 minutes. She was in the ring for 4 minutes and eliminated the same amount of people that Bianca Belair did in 33 minutes, which is even more impressive, but you wouldn't know that because almost nobody was talking about that. I didn't even realize until after the match just how many people she threw out in such a short period of time. Shayna Baszler came in and fucking wrecked people in this match. It was nothing. And you would have thought, at the rate they had this woman going, that she would have been the one to win the Rumble match. Final 3 came down to Shayna, Charlotte, and Beth. Now we all knew Beth wasn't winning this match, and as you would guess, she got eliminated by Shayna Baszler. But then it came down to Shayna and Charlotte. And everybody's rubbing their hands together like, oh boy, this is it. Shayna's going to win. We're going to get Becky versus Shayna at WrestleMania. We're going to see the culmination of this feud. Maybe Ronda Rousey comes out to help her win. Or Ronda comes out. Nope, Charlotte fucking eliminates her, and that's it. And I remember just being like, are you fucking serious, bro? Charlotte Flair winning the Rumble was the biggest LOL moments of this entire show. LOL, of course she fucking won this match. I shouldn't have even put it past them to have Charlotte win this year. I should have known better. I don't even blame WWE. I blame me for falling for this shit. It's maddening. Why did she win this Rumble? She didn't need to win. If you want even more proof that Charlotte Flair had no business winning this match, look no further than last year when she got eliminated last in the Rumble match. She got eliminated by Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch won the Rumble. But how did Charlotte Flair find herself in the main event of WrestleMania in Becky Lynch's match? Vince McMahon inserted her into the match. So please explain to me, if Vince McMahon can come out and insert her into the main event of WrestleMania, her having not to work for it at all, why exactly did she need to win this match? They could have done the same fucking thing they did last year. Honestly. I'm not too mad about it. Like I said, I felt like I should expect this to happen. But it's just crazy. Shayna should have won. That's just what it boiled down to. Shayna should have won. I think the match itself was good. I just hated the winner. The winner sucks, bro. So, Charlotte Flair, now former NXT champion, former women's champion, former SmackDown women's champion, now Royal Rumble winner, and has main evented WrestleMania. There's only 2 things for Charlotte Flair left to do in WWE. Win the tag titles and win Money in the Bank. She's main evented the first ever women's pay-per-view. Honestly and truly, what else is Charlotte going to have left to do in 2 years? What else? What else is she going to have left to do? WWE's going to realize that when her contract comes up and she might be trying to pull the whole, maybe I'll go to AEW. She won't, but she going to try to pull that shit. Just watch. She going to consider it, I'm sure. Because what else is there for her to do in this company? But that's another discussion for another day. We didn't go into the rest of the show. We got Lacey Evans versus Bayley. This was a boring match. It had no place being on this card. It really was nothing special at all. And then the finish was horrible. So Lacey, I don't know what she did, but she leaped off the top rope for some splash. Bayley gets the knees up. She didn't immediately roll her up, which would have made sense, but she allowed Lacey to roll into position, roll on her back. Bayley pinned her, and that was it. That was the match. Bayley retained. I have nothing else to say. Then we get into the next match, The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship. Really good match. Of course, leave it to Daniel Bryan to take anyone to a good match. This was The Fiend's best match to date. The Fiend was trying to get Daniel Bryan down, but he kept getting back up despite all the whips from the straps across the back and the chest and all the power moves of The Fiend throwing him around. Daniel Bryan just kept going and getting back up. My only nitpick was The Fiend looking more vulnerable in this match than I feel like he's looked in any other match. I would even say he looked more vulnerable in this match than against Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell match, because in Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins had chairs, ladders, a mallet, a hammer, which got him disqualified. Seth Rollins had tools at his disposal. Daniel Bryan only had a strap, and he managed to get like 3 2 counts off of The Fiend and get him into a submission. So that was my only nitpick. I felt like The Fiend looked not weak. I can't say for the life of me The Fiend looked weak, because he didn't. But he did look more vulnerable here than he did in any other match, which I felt was a little off. Maybe it was because of... You could credit this to 2 things. Daniel Bryan's fighting spirit and no red lighting. Yeah, and I say no red lighting because it seems like the red lighting seems to be the thing that keeps The Fiend going. Whenever he's not in the red lighting, he's in danger, it seems like. But the match went to 17 minutes. I would have shaved a few minutes off, but nonetheless, it was still good. The Fiend ended up putting Daniel Bryan down with a mandible claw holding chokeslam for the pin. Good stuff from both men once again. Then we get into the next match, Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Heel Asuka just feels so right for the storyline, man. Becky in her promo selling how much Asuka is an obstacle to her just made this match feel so much more important. When it came to it, they had the chemistry, they had the drama, they could get to get the crowd invested, and no matter who they wanted to win, I thought the outcome was a good match. Becky Lynch did end up tapping out Asuka with the disarmer, which I did not like personally. Not a fan of seeing Asuka tap out ever since she tapped up to Charlotte at WrestleMania. But, you know, stuff like this happens. Interested to see what direction they take Asuka going into WrestleMania. I mean, it's obvious they're going to do Becky versus either Shayna or Ronda Rousey. But what do you do with Asuka? She's the tag team champion with Kairi still. So it's got to be a tag team feud at some point. But what women's tag team do you have face Asuka and Kairi WrestleMania? Or do you not have them even fight at WrestleMania? Because that's also a possibility too. I wouldn't put anything past these people. Then we get into the main daddy of the whole show. The Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, at first, when I came out of this match, I was indifferent. Because I initially hated the first half of this match. I hated it. I hated it so much. But it took me a few days. I came around, I rewatched the match, and I can say that I actually thoroughly enjoyed this Rumble match. I thought it was one of the best Rumble matches they did in a long, long time. And that's not to say that last year was bad, or even 2018 was bad, but I thought this was just better than those years. It really was. And I'll do the same thing I did for the women's match, or, well, I can't call it the women's match, because no gender affiliation here. I'll do the same thing I did for the first match, and go through the entries, and all that good stuff. Won't take too long for the first half, I promise. So at number 1, we had the reigning defending champion Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman did not do his intro, which is a little disappointing, but, you know, it happens. Number 2, we had Elias. Elias got jumped by Brock Lesnar for the bell rang, eliminated. Number 3 was Eric Rowan, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 8 seconds. Number 4 is Robert Roode, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 41 seconds. Number 5 was John Morrison, and you guys know, Jomo is my boy. I love John Morrison. John Morrison has been one of my favorites since childhood. You know, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny whatever. I'm a fan. So when he came out, I was worried. Because the last 4 guys just got jabroned to Brock Lesnar. But I'm like, it's John Morrison. He'll last a while and then he'll get eliminated. This dude got in the ring. And got belly-to-belly suplex out of the fucking ring. Just like that. 9 whole seconds. I got up from my seats. And I walked away. Because I was so angry. I came back enough time to see Kofi Kingston come out number 6. And I was scared. Because now it's been 6 people. And they've all been jabroned. So Kofi's heading down that line. But it's Kofi. Kofi and Brock Lesnar have history. They can't do it to Kofi just yet. Kofi manages to end up in this ring for the next entry. And the entry after that, too. Out next was Rey Mysterio, number 7. He and Brock Lesnar had a match, not WrestleMania, Survivor Series the year prior. It was a really good match. Number 8 was Big E. So now we have Kofi, Big E, and Rey Mysterio in the ring teaming up against Brock Lesnar, who eliminated all 3 men before the next entry came in. Cesaro, who I am also a big fan of. But when Cesaro came to the ring, I said, oh God, he's going to eliminate it just like everyone else. The match I wanted to see between Brock Lesnar and Cesaro is just never going to happen. This is the closest thing I'll get, and I won't even get a taste of it. 18 seconds, he gets eliminated. Number 10 is Shelton Benjamin. And we get probably the best moment of the entire Rumble. Shelton Benjamin comes out, and Brock Lesnar looks happy. Like, legitimately happy to see Shelton Benjamin. And I remember, I'm like, oh, wow, they were like rooming buddies. They were like, what's the term? Roommates. Like, years and years ago when they first started wrestling, like, they're actually legitimately, like, used to be friends, or they might even still be friends. So this makes sense. He won't last that long in a ring, but, you know, we'll get a nice spot. He gets in a ring, and they hug. Like, Brock Lesnar actually does the extending. Brock Lesnar extends the hug out to Shelton Benjamin, and I'm just like, wow. This is the most emotion I've seen out of Brock Lesnar, and God knows how long. They're fist bumping, they're high-fiving. Brock Lesnar is even entertaining the fact that they team up for the next entry, but of course he turns on Shelton and eliminates him. I like that spot, even though he got eliminated. I like that spot. Out next was Shinsuke Nakamura. They have history because they once upon a time wrestled in New Japan for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar beating Shinsuke Nakamura for that championship, of course. Shinsuke lasted 20 seconds. Number 12 was Montel Vontainius Porter. MVP. I was marking out pretty big for this moment. Didn't get too excited though. Had no reason to. Lasted 24 seconds. This is now Brock Lesnar's 11th straight elimination. I'm like, let's get Roman out here as soon as possible. Number 13 was Keith Lee. And I started losing my shit. Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar in the same ring. If anybody can eliminate or might eliminate Brock Lesnar before Roman Reigns gets to him, it will be Keith Lee. Keith Lee gets in a ring. I don't want to say tear it up, but he lasted with Brock Lesnar for a few minutes. Number 14 came in, Braun Strowman, Keith Lee, and Brock Lesnar on the same ring. But as soon as they took their eyes off Brock Lesnar and started hitting each other, I said they're about to get dumped out. And what do you know? They got dumped out. And I was just like, I'm about to fucking give up on this show. I'm about to give up on this entire match. 13 eliminations. And all these guys didn't look like they stood a chance. Keith Lee was the closest to standing a chance. And even he got eliminated. Number 15 was Ricochet. And I was ready. For Brock Lesnar to just throw this guy out of the ring like Sunday's trash. But he lasts in the ring to the next entry. Drew McIntyre. Drew gets in a ring. Ricochet kicks Brock in the nuts. Who after 10 years has not learned to wear a cup. Nobody's fault but his own. Kicked in the dick. Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. He falls out of the ring. Biggest pop of the entire... No, second biggest pop of the entire night. I popped huge for it. I was on cloud 9. So, at that point in time, after I watched it back a second time, I said, okay, this spot really built up. After Brock Lesnar's throwing all these men out, even throwing out a favorite, Drew McIntyre was the one to come in, who many people probably didn't even expect Drew to... I will go as far as to say I didn't expect Drew to be the one to eliminate him. Drew McIntyre gets in the ring and literally just hits his finisher and he's out. Like, that's how you make a star in like one night. And they did just that in like just 30 minutes with Brock and Drew. So after that I said, you know what? This whole ensemble of eliminations, it did its job. Keith Lee, MVP, Shinsuke, Shelton Benjamin, Jomo, they sacrificed themselves to get Drew McIntyre over, and I thank them immensely for it. Number 17 was The Miz. He should have swapped places with John Morrison. But he didn't last too long either. He got eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Number 18 was AJ Styles. Styles got in the ring for a little bit. He got hurt at some point. He got hurt at some point. I don't know what happened. I think he hurt his shoulder, so that happened. Number 19 was Dolph Ziggler. Yes, he still wrestles for the company. Number 20 was Carl Anderson of the OC. Then came number 21. The buzzer's going down to 0. And you hear,
"You think you know me?"
And I lost my marbles. After 10 years, Edge comes back to professional wrestling. I never thought I'd see the day. I heard the rumors, but I refused to believe any of them. Because Edge is out on a serious neck injury that could paralyze him. If he so much takes one bump. But it was at that point in time I learned he had triple neck fusion surgery. And I said, oh, he's ready. This could mean we're going to see an Edge run. This is before, of course, the contract thing came out. But when I heard that, and I heard about the surgery, I wanted to cry so badly, but I held it back. The kid in me was jumping with glee. The adult in me was jumping with glee. This was, bar none, one of the best and my favorite Royal Rumble moments ever. Because it's one of those things you never thought was actually going to happen until it happened. And when it happened, it can't put into words. I'm still riding a high. He had 3 eliminations, lasted 23 minutes. Edge looked in the best shape I've ever seen this man in, probably since the 90s. Edge was shredded. Edge looked good. I mean, he looked older, but he looked good. Like, Edge looked like he was preparing for this moment. He did not look like he lost a step in the ring at all. It's almost ageless. Almost ageless. Number 22 was King Corbin. He was eliminated by Drew McIntyre, rightfully. Matt Riddle was number 23, much to a big pop for me. I'm a huge bro. He was eliminated by King Corbin in 41 seconds before he got eliminated by Drew, so that was disappointing. But at least the bro was in the Rumble match. And I marked out for 2 reasons. 1, because Matt Riddle's in the match. But 2, because in 2018, I went to a House of Hardcore event in Philadelphia. This was a show that Matt Riddle wrestled Luchasaurus and Austin Aries in a triple threat match. And I remember going up to Matt Riddle, shaking his hand, buying a shirt, getting a picture, because I knew who he was and I was a big fan of his, because I've been watching Matt Riddle for the last 3 years. And I said to him, I said, is there a chance we could see you in tonight's Rumble match? Because I think that, no. Tomorrow's Rumble match, because the show was happened on the 26th and Rumble's on 28th, so 2 days, actually. Is there a chance we could see you in a Rumble match? And he says, no, that's not going to happen. And I'm like, how about next year? And he says, he thinks about it. Maybe. And I'm like, God, don't tease me like that, Matt. Don't tease me. I mark out. It took a year later, but he's in a Rumble match, so that gave me glee. Number 24 was Luke Gallows. He didn't do much but get eliminated. Number 25 was Randy Orton. We got a slight rated RKO reunion between Edge and Randy Orton. I lost my damn mind because rated RKO was one of the best tag teams of the 2000s. They didn't last that long, but they were such a great tag team. Remember that iconic feud with D-Generation X in 2008. 2008 was a great year. Anyway, Roman Reigns came out number 26. He did his thing. Kevin Owens, number 27. Aleister Black came out number 28. Samoa Joe number 29. And then Seth Rollins, disappointing all the people who baited themselves into thinking CM Punk was actually coming out, and number 30. So it came down to the final three of Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Edge. And I'm just sitting here like, Edge is in the final three? I thought, normally when you get these surprise entries, they're in here for a few minutes, they do like 1-2 eliminations, and they're gone. Edge was in the final three. Like, possibly could win the whole thing. And nobody would have said a thing. I wouldn't have said a thing. I'm normally that guy to be like, you should be giving old-timers these positions, and the legends shouldn't be. But I would not have bat an eye if Edge would have won this match. Roman Reigns eliminated Edge, much to the dismay of the crowd, because WWE just like sabotage Roman Reigns for some reason. But then, Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre, thrown out of the ring. Drew fucking McIntyre wins the 2020 Royal Rumble. I did not think this was the year for Drew McIntyre, for the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. I was there when Drew McIntyre beats Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship and then was attacked by the Undisputed Era, who made her debut. I was there. 3 years later, if you would have asked me, will Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble? I would have told you who are you talking about? Not the Drew McIntyre that's in WWE, but man, I'm so elated. This is different. Normally in these Royal Rumble matches, we always get the same few crop people who win. It's always the main eventers winning. You know, you don't really get too much diversity in the Rumble winners. But the last 3 years, we've gotten some really standout Rumble winners. They've actually went outside the box for once. 2018 was Shinsuke Nakamura. Predictable. But even then, it was outside of the realm of their normal Rumble winners. 2019 was Seth Rollins. Predictable, kind of. But still outside of the realm of Rumble winners. This year was Drew McIntyre, who I don't really think too many people had Drew McIntyre pegged to win the match. I think everybody had their mindset on Roman Reigns. But Drew won? And I was betting on Drew to win last year. And he didn't win. I should have bet on him this year. I could have won some fucking money. But anyway, Drew won. He's challenging Brock at WrestleMania. I'm super excited for him. I thought overall the Rumble was a good show. Not a great show, but a good show. Especially both Rumble matches. And the men's. The men's was great. How long is the review going? Review? 1 hour, 8 minutes? Alright, we still got a few minutes left. So, let's get into the rumored WrestleMania 36 lineup. WrestleMania 36. We're on a road to WrestleMania. Live in Tampa, Florida. I will be there in Tampa. At WrestleMania, I don't know about. But I will be in Tampa in April for WrestleMania. Riga. So, that being said, it's, of course, I gotta pay attention to this stuff. I gotta watch and see, is this WrestleMania worth going to? Now, of course, the first 2 matches they have announced already has me debating. Now, last year, there was really no match on the card that had me like, damn, I really got to WrestleMania this year. But this year, first 2 matches I'm going to say right here, they got me thinking, damn, do I want to spend money on a WrestleMania ticket this year? Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this the year I scratched WrestleMania off my bucket list? Because I went to New Jersey last year. I went to New York last year. I didn't go to WrestleMania. This year, I could scratch Wrestle Kingdom and WrestleMania off in the same fucking... I might actually do that shit. I don't even know. But let's get into this card. So we have 6 matches, 5 matches rumored, 2 of them are confirmed. The first match being for the WWE Championship. We're getting Drew McIntyre, the Royal Rumble winner, challenging Brock Lesnar. This is going to be so great. Drew McIntyre, in one night, proved that he is a worthy adversary to beat Brock Lesnar. The question is, are they going to have Drew beat Brock Lesnar? Because think about it. Think about it. Of all people who could be facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, how many of you actually thought it would be Drew McIntyre? How many of you actually thought it would be Drew McIntyre facing Brock Lesnar this year? I didn't think it'd be Drew McIntyre facing Brock Lesnar any year at WrestleMania. I thought maybe at a SummerSlam or something, but not at WrestleMania. Like this is different, and I like different. So I'm for this. I am behind this all the way. And I think they should go all in and have Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar, but we'll see what happens then. We also have confirmed, not confirmed yet, but they're definitely building it up, so it's happening at some point. It's going to be announced at some point. Randy Orton versus Edge. On Raw, Randy Orton came out. He said he wanted to get Rated RKO back together, much to my excitement, before RKOing Edge. Edge sold it like something happened to his neck. The crowd was legitimately scared. I was legitimately scared for a second. Up until Randy Orton got a cheer, and I said, okay, he's fine. He's just selling it like a champ. And he did the concerto, and I marked out. I also was fucking angry. And the right kind of angry. The I'm a fan angry. Not the I'm a fan that hates what I'm seeing angry, but I'm a fan and I'm supposed to be angry. I have not been legitimately angry, like being a fan angry at a wrestler in a long ass time. But I actually hated Randy Orton in this very moment. And that is when I know they're doing... When you get me to not like you, kayfabe, you're doing a good job. They got me to care about Randy Orton in 2020. I never thought I'd see the day. Anyway, Edge versus Randy Orton happened at WrestleMania this year. This might be the match that gets me to go to WrestleMania. Because Edge had his first match back at the Rumble this year, but I bet you his first singles match will be at WrestleMania. And I would love to be there for Edge's first singles match back. Who I think should win? It should be Edge. No doubt. No doubt, no diggity. It should be Edge winning at WrestleMania. We get into the next match that is rumored. Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler happening for the Raw Women's Championship, which I'm expecting to happen. After the Royal Rumble, when she made it to the final 2, they can't not do anything with Shayna Baszler. They have to do something with her on the main roster. She has the feud with Becky since Survivor Series that isn't resolved. They got to revisit it. And WrestleMania is the best time to. And I think if they do it, Shayna Baszler should go over. Becky Lynch at that point in time will have been Raw Women's Champion for an entire year. Probably longest reign ever. So, you know, she could drop it. She could drop it. Chase for a little bit. But I think Shayna should win. The other rumored match is The Fiend versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. You know, we all thought Roman was going to win to challenge The Fiend at WrestleMania, but he didn't. The question is, should and will Roman Reigns beat The Fiend at WrestleMania? I think he will. I don't want him to. I think The Fiend should beat Roman Reigns. Because if The Fiend loses to Roman Reigns, I believe the fans are going to start booing Roman again. And then it won't be Roman's fault. But The Fiend is over. The Fiend is the most over character they have on Raw or SmackDown or all of WWE. If they have Roman Reigns come in and defuse it, best believe they're going to remember all the times Roman Reigns cooled off their favorite wrestlers or won titles he shouldn't have or got all the spots that he shouldn't have gotten, all the championships, all the WrestleMania. They're gonna remember all that bullshit WWE has done, and all the goodwill they established with the fans might be undone in one night. So I think to protect Roman, I would have him lose to The Fiend at WrestleMania. He could win it sometime down the line. I could even say have The Fiend drop it, someone else, and have Roman beat them for it. But don't do this. WWE, please don't do this. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've gotten to a point where I don't want to hate Roman Reigns, but if you give me a reason to, I will. Then we get into the last match that's rumored to happen in WrestleMania 36, and that is Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship. No, not the main title, not the men's championship, just the NXT Championship. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, and she could choose her opponent at WrestleMania. She hasn't chosen Becky, thank God, because I don't want to see Becky and Charlotte ever face off for, again, really. She hasn't chosen Bayley, which, thank God, I don't want to see them face off again. Rhea Ripley's the only other person she can choose. It makes the most sense. What else is there for her to do? She's main event WrestleMania. She's won the Raw Women's Championship multiple times over. She's won the SmackDown Women's Championship multiple times over. What more can you do with Charlotte on the main roster? The answer is nothing. So where do you take her? Take her to NXT. Maybe she'll get the ratings up. I don't really think so. I don't think Charlotte Flair is going to be the answer to the questions of NXT losing the ratings award. I don't think that's the answer. Maybe she goes down there and gives us some good matches with Bianca Belair and Io Shirai, and I would be in favor. I would be in favor of Charlotte Flair tearing it up with the women in NXT. What I don't want to see is Charlotte Flair as the NXT Women's Champion. NXT Champion. I don't care to see Charlotte Flair representing NXT. No, thank you. I am good. NXT, we are good. We don't need Charlotte Flair in NXT. I would even go as far as saying, I don't want Charlotte Flair in NXT. Why would Charlotte Flair want to be, logically speaking, if NXT is seen as equal, right? But the ratings are lower. The women on that show are seen as, the surprise entries in the Royal Rumble match, which makes them, either special or lower tier. If they're seen that way, why would Charlotte Flair even want to go down there? To lift the division up? I mean, she's obviously going down there as a heel, and she could say shit like this. But why? Why? There is no reason why. She doesn't need to be down there. It's like Charlotte has been NXT Women's Champion before. She's graduated from NXT and going to the main roster. So now she's going back to NXT. So you don't graduate from high school, go to college, get your degree, and then go back to high school. That's not how it works. You go on to bigger and better things. If Charlotte Flair's bored, she can take her ass to AEW. But don't go and ruin my NXT. Leave my NXT alone. So Rhea Ripley, I hope she retains, but I'm not all too gang ho on that idea probably happening. That's WrestleMania. That's WWE for you. Let's get into Stardom. And we are long into this review. 1 hour 18 minutes. Goddamn. This is a long show. Stardom's having another show. Stardom, the major way to league, or the way to major league. Whichever way you want to spin it, it's a major way to get into some type of league. It's one of their biggest shows they're doing. It's their next big show that they're doing. It's their next big show that they're doing at Korakuen Hall. So it's definitely a noteworthy one. I'm going to be covering it, as you would guess. So we have about 6 matches announced for this show. The first being a tag team gauntlet between Tokyo Cyber Squad, represented by Layla Hirsch and Death Yamasan, going up against a team of Hina and Rina, who I believe are in 2 different factions. Also going up against Stars, represented by Tom Nakano and Starlight Kid, versus Saya, represented by Saya Ida and Saya Kamatani. Going up against Oedo Tai, represented by Zoe Sky and Jamie Hayter. This is basically how can we fit everybody onto this card type of match. I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it. This could possibly be a sleeper match on the show. To be honest, I think it could be. Who I'm rooting for to win? I'm actually rooting for Team Saya. I'm not. Those are my girls. They're like the young lions in New Japan. They're the young lionesses. They're the rookies. I want to see them succeed. Now, by New Japan logic, they're going to lose. So I know that's not going to happen. But I'm still rooting for them. Who I think will win? I'm going to go with Oedo Tai. Jamie Hayter just won the Goddess of Stardom Championship. She also won something else, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it. But Jamie Hayter just won some gold. I don't think she really should be losing right away, especially she's teaming with one of the lower ranked tiers in Oedo Tai. So I'm going to go with Oedo Tai, Zoe Sky, and Jamie Hayter win this match. Next match we got going on is the number one contenders match for the Artist of Stardom Championship. Is between Tokyo Cyber Squad's Konami, Jungle Kyoto, and Hana Kimura versus Oedo Tai's Saki Kishima, Natsuko Tora, and Natsu Sumire. This should be a very interesting match considering that these two teams, I believe, have both won the Artist of Stardom Championship at some point in time. Especially Tokyo Cyber Squad. I know they were the Artist of Stardom Champions at some point. Will they win it again? I think they will. I'm going to go with Tokyo Cyber Squad to win this match. And for one reason, and one reason in particular, we get into the match after that. For the Artist of Stardom Championships they're going after. Queen's Quest, the champions, reigning defending champions, Azumi, Utami Hayashishida, and Momo Watanabe. Going up against Donna Del Mondo, the new faction of Shiori, Maika, and Julia. I've said it before. Donna Del Mondo, they're packing a lot into Julia. They are strapping the rocket on this woman. I mean, if you want more proof, her first month in Stardom, she defeated like 3 women in a singles match, and then the next month, she's in the Tokyo Dome, wrestling on the dark match of Wrestle Kingdom. That spot could have gone to Tam. That spot could have gone to Momo, but it went to Julia. So the way I see it, they're setting up for greatness. And if they want to get on the right track, they're going to put the titles on Donna Del Mondo. So I'm going to go with Donna Del Mondo to win this match and become the new Artist of Stardom champions. We then get into the next match for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. The reigning defending champion Arisa Hoshiki going up against Bea Priestley. This match was set up after Arisa Hoshiki defeated... Who did she beat? After she... I believe it was after she beat Konami. I don't know. I forgot exactly how the match... When it was set up. I know how it was set up. I forgot exactly when it was set up, though. But Arisa Hoshiki basically got challenged by Bea Priestley. I think, you know what? It was after she turned on Momo Watanabe and joined Oedo Tai. She challenged Arisa for her title, and Arisa accepted. Arisa recently mopped the damn floor with Utami Hayashishida. I believe she's probably going to mop the floor Bea Priestley's ass too. So I'm going to go with Momo. I'm going to go with Arisa to retain the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Then we get on to the main event of the evening. The World of Stardom Championship, defended by Mayu Iwatani, going up against Suri. Now, I don't know much about Suri. I've heard great things about her from a lot of you. Many saying that she is going to the USA and that she's going to tear it up down there. And I don't put it past them. I don't put it past her. She probably will. But I've also heard this is a dream match for many people. And that they think this is a match of the year contender already before it even happened. Which gets me excited for this match. But I don't think she's gonna just come in here and beat Mayu. Especially she's leaving for the US, apparently, allegedly. So yeah, I think Mayu Iwatani is gonna retain the World of Stardom Championship here. And that is the Stardom preview. What do you guys think? Comment down below and let me know. Then we get into the latter half of our Chill Pill Podcast episode. the New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning Tour. This weekend, we have 2 upcoming shows for New Japan. New Beginning in Sapporo, Night 1 happening on February 1st. And New Beginning in Sapporo, Night 2 happening on February the 2nd. I'm going to preview both cards for you real quick, give you my quick predictions. Should I go through the whole card? Let's go through the whole card real quick. We have Yuya Uemura and Tiger Mask going up against El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. Easy win for Bullet Club. We have Toa Hanare, Tomoki Omna, and Togi Makabe going up against Yota Tsuji, Munabu Nakanishi, and Hiroshi Tenzan. I'm going to go with Team Togi. Hey, look at Toma. And Toa Hanare to win this match. Third match in, we have Ryusuke Taguchi, Yo and Sho and Will Ospreay going up against Doki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Despi, El Desperado, and ZSJ. I'm going to go with Bullet Club to win. Fourth match, we have Robbie Eagles and Ryu Lee going up against Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. That should be a really good match. I'm going to go with LIJ to win. Second match, we have Sonata and Tetsuya Naito versus JY and Kenta, a rematch from New Year Dash. I'm going to go with JY and Kenta to get the win here and scare everybody going into their matches and the future cards. The next match we have is going to be very, very interesting. The team of Jon Moxley and Kazuchika Okada going up against Minoru Suzuki and Taichi. Who would have ever fucking thought we would see Jon Moxley and Kazuchika Okada as a tag team? Not me. Not me, but it's happening on this show. And they're going up against Minoru Suzuki and this is like going to WWE 2K2019 because that game sucks. Downloading these cards, downloading a bunch of other cards, and hitting random 4 times in a tag team match. And I'm here for it. Who do I think wins? I think Minoru Suzuki and Taichi wins. And I'm going to go wild here, and I'm going to say that Minoru Suzuki pins Jon Moxley. Scary buddy. 7th match in, we have Tomoichi versus Evil. I am not going to lie, I'm not too excited about this match. They've had like 18 different singles matches in the last 2-3 years. I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be stiff, but, you know, doesn't evoke too much emotion on me. I'm going to go with Tomoichi to win this match. And in the main event, Hiroki Goto goes up against Shingo Takagi for the Never Openweight Championship. It's going to be stiff. It's going to be hard. It's going to be awesome. And I would like to believe that Shingo Takagi will beat Hiroki Goto for the Never title. But I don't think it's his time yet. Not yet. Not yet. And solely because Hiroki Goto just won that title like a month ago. Just a month ago. So I don't think Shingo's going to win it just yet. I'm going to go for Goto to retain the Neverweight Championship. And that's Sapporo Night 1. Let's hop over to Night 2 of New Beginning in Sapporo. First match, we have Toa Hanare versus Yota Tsuji. It's going to be a quick little horse battle for both men. I'm going to go for Yota Tsuji to win. Second match, we have Yuya Uemura. Hey, look, it's Toma. Togi Makabe going up against Tiger Mask, Munabu Nakanishi, and Hiroshi Tenzan. I'm going to go with Team Homa to win. Third match, very interesting one. Gabriel Kidd making his New Japan Pro Wrestling debut, at least on the main show, going up against ELP. So basically a debut for Gabriel Kidd. Now I'm gonna say this right now. I half expect him to be in BOS at this point. I haven't seen much of Gabriel Kidd, but he should have a really good showcase in this match. Will he beat ELP? No, I don't think so. But seeing as he's debuting on New Japan television and New Beginning, he might be getting a push sooner or later. Maybe not now, but down the line. So look out for Gabriel Kidd. I'm going to go with ELP to win this match. Next up, we have Robbie Eagles, Tomoichi, and Hiroki Goto going up against Bushi, Evil, and Shingo Takagi. Coming off their championship match the other night, I'm going to go with Shingo to beat Hiroki Goto and set up a future match for the two later down the line. Fifth match, you have an 8-man tag between Ryusuke Taguchi, Yo and Sho, and Jon Moxley. I don't remember. Going up against the team of Doki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, El Desperado, and Minoru Suzuki. Now, after this we're still building up to Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki happening in Osaka. I'm going to go with Bullet Club to win once again. 6th match in, we have Hiromu Takahashi, Sonata, and Tetsuya Naito going up against Taiji Ishimori, Jay White, and Kenta. This should be a really good 6-man tag. I'm looking forward to this as well. I'm going to go with Bullet Club. I'm going to go with LIJ to win this match. 7th match in, we have Will Ospreay going up against Zack Sabre Jr. for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. has been having a strong hold on that championship for a while. Like, whenever you think of the British Heavyweight Championship, you think of Zack Sabre Jr. I think he could change it up a bit and have Will Ospreay win the title. Now, that's not a New Japan title, so it doesn't really matter that much if he wins or not. But it's a title that's featured, here and there. So we could basically say it's part of the New Japan family. It's just a adopted member of the New Japan family. I'm going to go for Ospreay to win this match. Just to give Ospreay something to do for a little bit. I'm going to go Ospreay to win. And then the main event, we had the match I'm looking forward to the most. Maybe out of any match on this entire show. On this entire tour. Kazuchika Okada versus Taichi. Kazuchika Okada came off a loss from Tetsuya Naito at Wrestle Kingdom 14. He's really not dying. He's not, in this spot of, oh my god, we need to get Naito back in the main event picture. I don't think we need to get to that spot for a long ass time. I don't think Okada needs to win in this match. I think if it's gonna happen. Don't think for a second Okada will not win that title back, because he will. And it's going to happen at some point. But until that happens, Okada does not need to dominate everybody. And you can even tell the story of Okada's comeback, like we always have to do. So I think Taichi should beat Okada here. And I know a lot of you thinking, Tyler, you're just a Taichi mark. Of course you're going to say that. And you're damn right. Taichi's going to beat Okada. And that's just that. Then we get into the big show of the tour. New Beginning in Osaka happening on February 9th. First match we have here is Munabu Nakanishi's final match in Osaka Joe Hall. Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, Hiroshi Tenzan, and Munabu Nakanishi going up against Ryusuke Taguchi, Toa Hanare, Tomoki Omna, and Togi Makabe. I'm going to go with Nakanishi to win. Why not? Nakanishi wins. Second match in for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. We have Yo and Chill from Punky 3K going up against Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado in a match I've seen like deja fucking vu. I'm not interested in this match at all, as much as I love Sho and Yo. I don't care to see it. But I'm going to go with Yo and Sho to retain their titles and hopefully get away from this team. We then get into the next match. Kota Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson going up against the team of Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, Tonga Loa, and Tama Tonga. Now, Kota Ibushi, I've heard, it was reported by New Japan's website, he's come down with influenza. And that's serious. That's a serious illness he's come down with. And they're expecting he will not be able to work the rest of this tour. So expect Kota Ibushi to be replaced with somebody in this match. I don't know who, but he'll be replaced. Either way, I believe that David Finlay, Juice, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and whoever the replacement is will win this match. And when Kota Ibushi comes back, they will go after the tag titles. We then get into the next match. Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada going up against ZSJ and Taichi. If Will Ospreay walks in as the champion with Okada as the loser, which I'm predicting here, it makes it a little bit tougher to guess. But I'm going to go with Okada and Ospreay to win this match. Fifth match in, and the first of 4 singles matches on the show, which is really, really interesting, because New Japan never really does this many singles matches on the show. That's not like a big show like King of Pro Wrestling or, Power Struggle or Dominion. So, stacking it up. I love it. We have Sonata versus Jay White. This is going to be boring as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I love Jay White. But Jay White is a slower paced, meticulous wrestler. Sonata is not the type of wrestler you want to see in the ring with Jay White. I do not expect this to be a good match. I probably expect this match to put me to sleep, probably. I love Jay White once again, but I do not, I'm not excited for this match. I'm going to go with Sonata beat Jay White and pull up the upset, though. We then get into the next match for the IWGP Junior Championship. Hiromu Takahashi versus Ryu Lee. A rematch from their match at G1 Special in San Francisco. The match that put Hiromu Takahashi out for 18 months. The tempting fate with this one. Question is, will they attempt the spot again? I hope not. But I wouldn't put it past them, because they're crazy SOBs. It's going to be really good, but I'm going to go for Hiromu to win and retain the title. We then get into the next match, the co-main event of the evening, and a match I'm sure all of you are looking forward to. Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki for the IWGP United States Championship. Jon Moxley defended his title once already, technically defended against Juice Robinson at Wrestle Kingdom. This is his second defense. Minoru Suzuki is a worthy opponent to beat Jon Moxley. I mean, it's not to argue. I think everyone would not be mad if Minoru Suzuki beat him. Come on now. If Minoru Suzuki beat Jon Moxley, would anybody be really in a huff about it? I wouldn't. But I believe Jon Moxley will beat Minoru Suzuki. This is hard to guess. I could see it going either way, and I won't be mad if Minoru beats him once again, but I believe that Jon Moxley will beat Minoru Suzuki and retain the U.S. title. Then, do I think that might happen? I think it will happen. I have another scenario playing in my head of how I think the New Japan Cup will go, but I'll save that for another video. Then we get into the main events of the evening. Tetsuya Naito versus Kenta for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. This is the first time Tetsuya Naito is defending both championships in one match against one opponent, and that is against Kenta, who is riding high as the top heel in all of professional wrestling. And he's basking. He loves it. Is it the moment for Kenta to beat Naito and finally prove everybody wrong about him not being able to carry company, or prove all the people in WWE wrong who said that he couldn't be in that spot? Prove all the haters wrong. Upset all the LIJ fans once again. I don't think it's that time. I don't think it's time. Kenta, is it time to take the title off of Naito? Absolutely not. Will they take the title off of Naito? Wouldn't put it past them, but I don't think it's the time yet. I think Naito will drop the title at some point in time, just not yet. I'm going to go with Tetsuya Naito to retain both the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. Which would mean that New Japan Cup, he won't be in the tournament because the winner will challenge him at Sakura Genesis. Who do I think that will be? That's a discussion for another video. And that was Chill Pill Podcast episode 7. This is a long episode, so please hit the like button and subscribe. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know. I love you guys always, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out, guys.